Hello, this is Tom Cloud with an update for silver and gold investors. I want to start, we're still under attack as to what currency is going to be the next one to step up. Where's all these countries going to end up taking their money legality? We've seen the petrodollar weaken since we last visited. Has it weakened to where we know what's going to happen with it? No, we don't. It's still being looked at, but the consensus seems to be as some kind of Chinese yuan that's backed by gold. What percentage of gold? I haven't been found out or talked to anyone that's given me a set percentage, but they feel very strongly. India continues to be the BRIC nation that's holding things up in there with Brazil and China, Russia, and these other, Argentina, these other currencies that are BRICS. But India doesn't look as any hurry to go anywhere. So we continue to see a hold up there. So it's not a big advancement since the last time we talked back on a special review several months ago, but it is news, and it's newsworthy to know that there's going to be a potential blockchain currency up there, and the digital currency could be backed by the U.S. dollar for whatever that's worth, when the reason they're getting away is to get away from the U.S. dollar. Once again, the currency situation in the worldwide arena remains unsettled and undecisive as to where it's going. But what we all know is that the dollar has gone from 1.23 just 7 months ago to right now is at 104. That's this morning as I do this on July 14th. So you're sitting there looking at 104, 123, that's a 17% loss in value on that. And what's interesting is, guess what gold's gone up for the first 6 months of the year? 17%. Within 1% of how much the dollar's gone down. And silver's gone up 30% since January the 1st, 2024, this year. We've seen that. So you look at it, and that's gold going from 2,063 to this morning, 2,422, back within $30 of an all-time high. After it hit that last time, it backed up $190 an ounce. Now it's come back up $160 an ounce and it's back. You need to be buying your gold. We've talked about it many times on this show and other interviews I've done. Is when central banks can buy gold like they're doing now, and they're buying gold, and China's the leading buyer of gold in the world. Why do you think they're buying gold and you're sitting there not buying gold? Do they know something you don't know? I think they probably do. I think if you just followed what they did, the China central bank, and buying U.S. treasuries and gold, because now, as we've talked about, they can count them on their sheets, their balance sheets, as full spot value. There's nothing else out there, not silver, not stocks, not bonds. Well, bonds, yes. G7 bonds can be carried at their mature value. So that is one option out there for your money. But you need to be sure you've taken care of your needs and your hard assets first, because I can tell you, I've done this 48 years and I've never seen it setting up. We continue to see the biggest sales we've seen. We continue to see more people getting out of the dollar that are scared to death of the currency. An FDIC with 3 or 4% assets to cover trillions of dollars of money in banks. And if there was a banking crisis, your money is no longer yours, it's theirs. It's been bailed in. If you want to go read about bailed in, go read about Cyprus a few years back. So why in the world would you have more than $250,000 in an account that has no more insurance on it? So especially for the bigger investor, he needs to concentrate, spend some time before this thing gets really hectic, which I estimate about a month from now, mid-August, into the next 2 months after that is always very good uptrend for us on that. Let's jump into talk about silver a second. We've seen the Federal Reserve tell you last month they were going to hold rates, and then that was exciting because they said the economy was strong enough they didn't need to put more into it, drop interest rates, and yet a month later they're cutting rates 1/4% on that, and gold jumps up there $40-50 an ounce. Silver jumps up over 6% or $1 because any industrial development is going to include silver from this day forward. So let's think about silver a second. It's up 30% this year, and it's up to $31 an ounce, which is amazing to think 30%. The thing you got to look at is silver's been to $50 an ounce 2 times in American history. The first was 1980. We remember crazy interest rates and all this. We watched Reagan come in and change a lot of Fed policy, tighten up, and we saw the price of silver escalate up in 1980 to $50 an ounce. Then after the Hunt brothers tried to control the futures market of silver, it crashed and went from 50 all the way down to like 16, and eventually down to about $10 an ounce on that. So that was the first time silver hit 50. Fast forward 11 years to 2011, and we saw silver go up 92% in 1 year on that, and we saw it go to 50, and it could not maintain, it could not hold the price. And once again, we saw it go all the way back down to the teens. Now, since last year, since all this law legislation for gold, silver has also gained some follower along appreciation, where because they're a more affordable precious metals for more people, it's just been a dragging silver up. But now, my belief and my estimation is we're getting ready to see silver go to 50 for the third time. But this time, it's not coming back. I think it's going to 80 on that next move. Some people think crazy numbers that could be true. I just don't see it exactly the way they do, and some don't see it the way that I do. But I feel very confident that silver is a huge winner. Look at the demand. It's been up 50% in 2 years, and that's just off of cars, EVs, and certainly it's off of solar panels that are states like Florida that are developing the energy for the future with solar panels, because they sure have the sun to back it up. So we look at it and say, man, this is an opportunity, especially for people my age, for grandkids, grandkids out there. It's going to be, recently I got a story about China is now buying silver to use in 2032 for industrial demand. They're buying that demand so much cheaper. Can you imagine what silver is going to be in 7 years, 8 years? I mean, there's already a shortage of it being mined. Literally with the demand worldwide, we could see silver basically wiped out in a decade or even less. So hopefully you're buying silver, you're buying it long term, and I'll come back to that in a few minutes. So the Reserve central banks continue to increase their gold holdings, as I said earlier, and as does Russia, even though they're not doing it every month right now, the turmoil they're in. But watch gold is going to continue up. And then for y'all, got a question about the dollar. The dollar, what would it take for gold to double from here, from 24 to 48, or around 5,000? And is that where I figure the 50 to 1 that everybody's talking about ratio, where right now gold just 3 months ago was 100 times more valuable than silver. Now it's 74, 75. So it means silver has gone up 30% this year, gold 17, so you can see the reason the ratio has dropped. And we think the ratio is going to continue down. And if you look at where it might hit, if you say gold could get to 5,000 the next 2 or 3 years, which it very, very easily could, and silver got to 50, some people say, oh, no, it's going to go to 500 and be a 50-to-1 ratio, as it has been many times in the past. While others saying, no, it is going to 500 on the silver and 5,000 on the gold. So there you're going to have your 50-to-1 ratio. I know those numbers sound crazy, but it's certainly worth something that I feel you have you always have a chance to lose something, but you have very little chance of losing anything in gold and silver at the prices they are today. The demand's out in front of you. Central bank, future new currencies, probably within 2 years, maybe a year and a half, when a new president comes in, or even if the same one stays. It could be huge moves in the metals market. So let's talk a little bit about product and wind this thing up. Right now, you can reach us at 800-247-2812. My grandson, Trip Cloud Thomas III, is taking over our IRA business. So if you're buying IRAs from us, or we're managing them and brokers them for you, we'll have you talking to Trip. He's spent 60 intense days here learning the IRA market. I'm very proud of him, and we'll introduce him in person to you down the road, because proud grandpa thinks he's got a very bright future in this business. So, but you, the investor, have to get set where you want to get set, and you need to diversify. You need to tie stocks and bonds and real estate and treasuries and gold and silver. You need to spread it out. But as I said just a minute ago, I don't see hardly any risk in buying gold and silver at these prices. I really don't. I don't know a better place you can put money than gold and silver for the safety, security, and we know there's going to be a new currency. We just don't know when. When that happens, you're going to be glad you're holding gold and silver. And probably in that case, betting on bank failures, gold. And we hadn't talked about that. I mean, the banks are back in trouble. Look at these big banks that are saying they're in trouble and sending out to their stockholders. I mean, it's amazing. Just put banks in trouble. I can't remember what they call the list right now. But anyway, look at that, and I think you'll be shocked. But there's never been, in 48 years of doing this, more reasons right now, because world economies are expanding, all this out there, people, the EVs and everything that's going on with silver and gold and the industrial demands. Jewelry's coming back again with gold, and I'm just very positive on it. So anyway, we're going to watch for the interest rates, and we'll get another 0.25% drop at the end of next month, because the economy is not as strong as they wanted you to believe a month ago. Now they're admitting they were wrong, and it's being corrected to the right place. So this should send gold and silver up even further. All right, in closing, something I've never had, not one time in 48 years, and that is we've got 1 ounce silver rounds at 2.75%. Now, these are not buffaloes. These are random kind. So they're, where a buffalo today is like $1.50 to $1.60 over spot. These are 85 cents over spot. So if you're a silver stacker, you're trying to build up your silver reserves, you don't care that they all match. And some of them, they may have 10 different faces on them, but they're pure 999 silver. Give them 85 cents, and we're going to pay for delivery. I promise you, it's not a profit. It's a thank you, get ready, get used to doing. So it's not that you can do it. Just think you're paying 75 cents less than what we already have, some of the cheapest prices for silver round buffaloes in the country. And here we're coming in lower, but remember, they're not buffaloes. And the other special for the real big silver stackers is we have 100-ounce silver bars at the same price, 2.75% over spot. That makes them coming in at 85 cents an ounce also, where normal price for 100 ounce is $1.25 an ounce. So this saves you 45, 50 cents. I mean, it's unbelievable pricing. I don't know. And yet, have I bought any? Yes, I bought significant amounts of it because I've got plenty of coins made by the U.S. Treasury and other kangaroos and Krugerrand silver coins. But I'm buying stackers now. I'm stacking ounces, getting ready for industrial needs and all this. When the demand's out there, as long as you've got the pure silver, you've got what you need. Guys, it's been fun getting back. I've been off for a while. When you get old, you got to get excited about this business again. I'm really excited about where it's going. I'm excited about having my daughter and my grandson working with us. So we're going to continue to bring you the best possible deals we can. And hope, once again, you'll give us a call at 800-247-2812. And if we don't, we'll get back to you soon because there's two of us working the phone. So just telling you up front, leave me the message. We'll call you back as soon as we can if you're interested in taking advantage of this sale. Now, I got a guy I talked to 2 days ago. I was working on this, and he asked me how long it would take to sell out what I was getting. And the answer to that is probably 7 to 12 days, less than 2 weeks on how many ounces I have. So anyway, if you're interested, give us a call. We thank Steve St. Angelo on SRS Rocco for letting us come on and bring an update to this. And hoping all of you are happy investing in anything you need to know, we'll try to answer. So God bless you and God be with you as we enter these uncertain times.